On series, Buddy made a great first impression, going a perfect 4 for 4, including a touchdown pass to Stephon Diggs. And, the new Bronco, Keenum only completed one pass for 5 yards in the loss for Denver. Shannon, who will have the better season, Cousins or Keenum?
First Cousin. He's a better player. He's a better player. He's a better quarterback. No matter what you think of him, is he overrated? Is he overpaid? He's a better player than Case Keenum. We have a 3-year body of work on Kirk Cousins.
We do?
Case Keenum has been a career backup. Normally, career backups in year 6 or 7 all of a sudden don't get better and lead teams to Super Bowls. That doesn't happen. Now Nick Foles, we talked about 3 or 4 games. That's one thing. You're talking about from start to finish, and that's what the Broncos are asking Case Keenum to do. Now they had an opportunity to possibly get First Cousins, but they realized the price was a little bit more than what they wanted to spend. 3 years, $84 million, fully guaranteed.
Why didn't you do it? Huh? You love him.
Hey, man. Hey, Skip.
You run the Broncos.
My money jumped funny.
You got your Broncos. That's your Broncos colors today, right?
Yeah, I got the blue on, Skip. No.
Okay.
The Kirk was going to cost a little bit more than we cared to spend at that point in time.
Yeah.
The bigger problem is, there's some concerns for Keenum, but the backup Paxton Lynch. Skip, at this point in time, hell, I'll take former Attorney General Loretta Lynch to play backup quarterback over Paxton Lynch.
Boy, now that was a reach.
Skip, at some point in time, we got to come to the realization. He can't play.
He just can't play.
Dude can't play dead in a horror movie, Jenny.
Who picked him?
I don't know who picked him, Skip.
That is
I don't know who picked him.
I think
you tried to get me in trouble. Skip, I used to go to Denver, go to this certain restaurant and eat. You tried to revoke my meal privilege.
I'm going to revoke your parking pass. That's what I'm going to get. I'm after that parking pass.
John.
You're going to have to pay your way into Mile High.
Look, he missed on Brock, missed on Paxton.
I'd say.
I mean,
where do you put Trevor Siemian in there?
He was a 7th round draft pick.
All right.
Skip, he's a great backup. You look at him when he came in after First Cousins, he was dealing. But when you ask him to 3 or 4 games, Trevor Siemian's your guy. Till the starter comes back, he's your guy. But you're not asking him to win on a long-term basis. But back to our original, Kirk Cousins is a better player. Skip, now, Pro Football Focus or was it Bleacher Report say they had the #1 receiving corps. So now you factor that in with Dalvin Cook. Let me tell you how good Dalvin Cook was. Before he got hurt, he was going to be Offensive Rookie of the Year.
He was.
Not Alvin Kamara. Now, Kamara came on like gangbusters.
It would have been close.
It would have been But now you get Cook back, who can do a lot of the things that Kamara could do.
I thought Latavius Murray looked pretty good.
Latavius Murray can run the ball. So you look at Thielen, you look at Diggs, you look at Kyle Rudolph, you look at Cook, you look at Murray. The question is, can that offensive line hold up? That's going to be defensively. Skip, they loaded. They can come get you. The Rams defense can come get you. The Eagles defense can come get you. They also have offense that can put points on the board.
Yep.
So when you look at it, say 8 of the top 10, 10 of the top 12 teams reside in the NFC. The one thing you don't, and most of these can come get your quarterback. So can Kirk get the job done? Sure. But out of those two, is this a question? I don't even think it's
huge question.
No,
yes.
no, it's not.
It is a question because Jenny asked it, and Jenny Taft from Minneapolis, Minnesota, is not going to like my answer to this question.
I'm not going to like it.
Because I'm going to completely throw out everything I saw on Saturday night. Kirk Cousins has been, for the last 5 years, the biggest tease in all of sports, an even bigger tease than Tiger Woods because Kirk Cousins can't really back it up when he needs to.
He will.
Kirk Cousins is now the most overpaid quarterback in the history of pro football. Kirk Cousins will not have quite as good a year this year as Case Keenum has for the Denver Broncos. And obviously it helps when you have Diggs and Thielen. You'd say that's advantage, slight advantage, at least maybe big advantage, Minnesota. Well, Damaris is still there, and Emmanuel's still there. They pretty good. Still pretty good, right? And that Cortland Sutton that I wanted the Cowboys to draft, you got him, right? Is he pretty good? I don't know. I think he could be really good.
They've been raving about him in practice.
I know it. Devontae Booker carrying the ball? I don't know. Is he Dalvin Cook? No.
No.
But my question is...
They like Freeman. Royce Freeman had a big run. They like him.
Okay. My question is, I wonder how much Case Keenum helped Diggs and Thielen be Diggs and Thielen. Maybe you're underestimating just how good he really was last year. Maybe they didn't make him. Maybe he helped make them. I see a Case Keenum who has more moxie than Kirk Cousins. I see a Case Keenum with more clutch guts than Kirk Cousins has. Who created the Miami Miracle? The Minnesota Miracle, not the Miami Miracle. Who did that? Who made that throw?
It was Case.
It was Case Keenum. And it was a really good throw. He had to pick which way am I going to go? Am I going to go underneath the Rudolph, or am I going to go to my third receiver up the
But let me ask you a question. Do you believe that very throw that Kirk couldn't have made it? I believe
not at that point.
Oh, so you believe under duress, he couldn't have made that throw?
So I'm going to have to haul out my favorite stats again.
Okay.
Kirk Cousins, as the starting quarterback of the Washington Redskins, was 26, 30, and 1. That's 4 games under 500.
Yes.
Against his arch rival, the Dallas Cowboys, in their biggest games. Trust me, I lived in the middle of that rivalry for years and years. It's a big deal in Dallas, and especially it's an even bigger deal in Washington. And Kirk Cousins went 1-6 against the Cowboys. Kirk Cousins lost all 4 home games he played against the Dallas Cowboys. He lost all 4 games he played against Dak Prescott. And you gave him $28 million a year guaranteed? Seriously? Really?
So look what he's up against, Skip. Look at the guy that he's across from. He's still better than Case Keenum. Is he overpaid, Skip? We're not debating that.
Yeah. So last year, Case Keenum had a QBR of 71. That's pretty great.
Yeah.
That was second in the league last year. You got to have some game to have a 71. I get it. Diggs and Thielen, I get it.
Rudolph, Devin Cook for a little while.
A little while. 71. Kirk Cousins last year had a 51 QBR. That's 20 points higher for Case Keenum. And by the way, that finished 16th in the NFL for Kirk Cousins, and it trailed Mariota and Bortles and McCown and Tyrod Taylor. I don't know.
If you
got $28 million on that? What are you doing?
Let's just say, for the sake of argument, they would have taken Thielen and Diggs away, and Kyle Rudolph would have been hurt, like Pierre Garçon, like Deshaun Jackson, like Reed, like they got hurt, and his offensive line was in shambles. What do you think Case Keenum would have done? Because that's what he was up against. Think about it. At every turn, Washington did everything they could to make sure this young man failed. We're gonna get rid of Deshaun Jackson. Why? I don't know, but it seems like a good idea. We're gonna get rid of Pierre Garçon. Why? I don't know. Seems like a good idea. Reed can't stay healthy. He's a top 2 or 3 tight end in all of football when he's healthy and on the field. But for whatever reason, Skip, he can't get there and stay there. Offensive line, the dude went to Seattle. He beat Seattle in Seattle with 4 backups.
He'll have those games occasionally. In the end, he just leaves you flat and disappointed.
He came out to L.A. and he beat the Rams.
Lost twice to the Cowboys.
Okay, I get that, Skip. We're not debating whether or not is $28 million too much for Kirk Cousins. Maybe, but the Minnesota they're saying to themselves,